Welcome back to the channel, boys. Fablinski's coming at your neck with this Tectonic Harvest aspect build. With this build, I'm heavily focusing on the new Titan aspect Tectonic Harvest, which allows you to get your melee back while defeating, but blowing up these stasis crystals. And because of that, it's also heavily focused around having the much discipline as possible, getting my grenade back as much as I can. So let's break it down. So obviously we're on the Behemoth Titan subclass. We got a cryoclasm aspect right here. And then we got Tectonic Harvest. Shattering your stasis crystal creates a stasis shard. This shard grants melee energy when picked up by you or your allies. It also has 2 fragment slots. So we have a total of 3 fragment slots right here. First fragment is Whisper of Fissures. Increases damage and size of the burst of stasis when you destroy a stasis crystal or defeat a frozen target. We got Whisper of Shards. Shattering your stasis crystal temporarily boosts your grenade recharge rate. Shattering additional stasis crystals increases the duration of this benefit, plus 10 resilience. And then we got Whisper of Refraction. Defeating slowed or frozen targets grants your class ability energy. Now this is just a last minute one right here. Initially I had Whisper of Endurance, so I had my grenade last longer and I had plus 10 strength. But honestly, I'm going to be destroying the glacial grenade anyway, so I figured I would just put Whisper of Refractions in there. So both my primary and my special weapon focus heavily on getting my abilities back. My first one is Hailing Confusion. I have Surplus and Wellspring. Wellspring is going to generate more ability energy for me. And then we got First In, Last Out. Now we have Demolitionist on this one because, like I said, I'm trying to focus on getting my grenade back as much as possible. And with Demolitionist, it gives you a nice chunk every time you get a kill. So that's the reason I went with this. And then we have Celebration's Grip. Now I feel like this grenade launcher only has use for the Titans because you can do so many things with it. You can just create the crystals, shatter it to get your grenade back. In this case, we're going to shatter it so that we can get our melee back from the little stasis shards. So we're going to make it work here. I don't know if this has a place in any in-game activity, but it's definitely fun to use. It is a lot of fun to use. It's definitely cool shooting the stasis crystals out and seeing them form and freeze enemies like that. So I like it for that reason. It's pretty fun to use. Now as for the stats, we got 30 mobility. We got 88 resilience, which this is an accident, but I'll take it because we have some other mods in place here. We got 47 recovery. Now we have 97 discipline. I was trying to get this to 100, but fortunately, the way my armor rolled, I'm trying to save a little bit of my resources, so I'll just have to take 97. We got 64 intellect, and we got 57 strength. So on my helmet, we have a discipline mod. We got hands-on, gain bonus super energy on melee kills. I'm going to be using my melee a lot, so it kind of makes sense for me to have this mod slotted. We got shotgun ammo finder, and then we got radiant light. Casting your super causes nearby allies to become charged with light, but the only reason I'm using it is so I can get plus 20 strength. It's definitely a nice boost to my strength ability, my melee ability rather, so that's why I have that slotted in. Now onto my arms, we're rocking the SYNTHOCEPS, which is my exotic piece of choice. Now the armor perk that comes on it is Biotic Enhancements, increase melee lunge range, improve melee, and super damage when you are surrounded, and it kind of lingers a little bit. You don't have to stay surrounded. It's kind of nice actually, it does a lot of damage. Then we're also rocking a discipline mod. We got pulse rifle loader, and then we're rocking quick charge. Become charged with light by rapidly defeating multiple combatants with fusion rifles or shotguns. Now I'm going to be using my first and last out a lot, generating orbs of light, getting multiple kills with it, so I like having this mod slotted here. And on my chest piece, we got a discipline mod again. We got melee damage resistance, and we got concussive dampener. Just trying to become more tanky. We're going to be up close and personal, so I figured I'd put on melee damage resist. And then any type of boss damage AoE effect, like an exploding shank, I'm going to take less damage from that. And then we got supercharge. You can have 2 additional stacks of charge with light up to a maximum of 5. On my legs, we have another discipline mod, and we have double innervation mods. Reduce grenade cooldown each time you pick up an orb of power. I'm using master weapons, so whenever I generate orb of power, I'm going to pick it up. It's going to give me a nice little cooldown on my grenade. And then we got firepower. While charged with light, regain a portion of your grenade energy when you use your grenade, consuming 1 stack of charged with light. Now it's not that much, it's a little bit, but pair this with these 2 right here, and then Demolitionist is going to come back a lot faster. And on my Titan mark, we have another discipline mod. Now we have double bomber mods. Reduce grenade cooldown when using your class ability. Stacking these together actually gives you a nice chunk of grenade energy, and I have pretty high resilience, so I'll take that. And then we got taking charge, become charged with light by picking up orbs of power. So this is also going to allow me to become charged with light using my firepower mod, getting a nice little chunk of that back. So all of these mods I have slotted are focused around getting my grenade back as much as possible. And this is my Titan fashion for right now. I kind of like it. It's the seasonal ornament for the most part, like the chest piece is. This is a different ornament, and this is a different ornament. But, you know, I like it. I don't know. I made the best of it. I wanted to take advantage of the chest piece. I actually kind of like it. You know, I like the little horns right here in the back. A little weird, but I think it's cool. So let me know what you guys think. So if there's one thing I have to say about playing Behemoth Titan is that you truly feel like a damn behemoth. That is one thing that Bungie nailed, is the power fantasy of each of these subclasses. They all feel so different, and they all nail exactly what they're supposed to, you know, show off, or how they're supposed to feel. But that's a discussion for another video. I want to save that for a different time. So let's just focus on this build right here. This build actually allows you to spam abilities without even realizing it. You spend so much time throwing the grenades, sliding around, picking up the crystals, and then before you know it, you have another grenade ready, and then you have more crystals. You use your melee ability, get in there, throw your grenade, smash the grenades, and so on. It actually allowed me to play with just my abilities and do damage with them without even having to really use my demolitionist weapon or my wellspring. I did use my salvation's grip a little bit, and that's just because I wanted to test out how effective it was at actually generating these shards, and it made them, you know, just like I expected it, it made them. So if you have a lot of ammo with that, you can just spam that everywhere, get your melee back, and do more damage. I actually really liked it because, like I said a second ago, you actually feel like a behemoth while using this build. Running around, sliding through all these crystals, blowing them up, getting your melee back, and then just doing it on repeat and repeat. You actually can do some pretty serious damage without even having to use your weapons. And I also forgot to mention that this is kind of a little bit of a support class as well, support build, because you're just simply generating these stasis shards for your allies. You know, they're getting their melee back, you're getting your melee back, everyone's happy, everyone's getting to spam their abilities, and I absolutely love that. Anything that allows me to spam abilities is something that I will use all the time, because I feel like ability spam is just how Destiny should be played. You should be able to throw your grenades, use your melee, use your super as much as possible, because that's where the fantasy lies. That's where that power fantasy is, you know, that's what draws me to Destiny, is the power fantasy. And every time I use my super, hear the sounds of the stasis crystals shattering and whatnot, it just makes me fall in love, makes me so happy. So I absolutely love it. So after saying all that, I just want to leave you guys with a question. I've been really thinking about incorporating streaming a lot to my channel. Obviously, I'll be streaming right here on YouTube. I just want to know if that's something you guys would find interesting, if you guys would be willing to watch it. If not, I'll just keep creating builds. You know, I love to make builds, and the builds aren't going to stop. This is just an additional way to add more content, add more variety to the channel, because I feel like there's only so many builds I can make. Although there's a lot, there's still a limit. So I want to see if there's another way to incorporate some kind of different types of content. Me just playing, you know, doing strikes, or, you know, nightfalls, just grinding out my daily stuff on Destiny. Would you guys be willing to watch that? So let me know in the comments below, and I'll take your feedback into consideration. But if you guys like this content, please like, subscribe, and share. It truly helps me out a lot. You can also check out my other videos. Links are in the description below. I have a lot of crazy builds, so go and check that out. And you might as well follow my social media. I have a Twitter and an Instagram, both at @fat_balloonskis. But with all that being said, deuces.